Login accepted.
All right, let's get started. It's the last meeting. If you haven't signed in, please sign in. Okay. Wow. It's also on the link tree if you missed the QR code, but yep, so this is Sydney blocking. Oh, wait, yeah. So this is the last meeting. We do have one more event, is the social, but that is on Saturday with Missa, and that will be covered next slide. So, so the end of the year social will be at a park at Ronald Reagan Park in Diamond Bar. It'll be from 12 to 4, and there'll be some games, food, maybe a picnic. I don't know, you can do over there. Or if someone wants to bring a basketball, you can ball up. I think there's some courts there. I think there's one court, right, Kenneth? Okay. Ooh. But yeah, if you didn't RSVP, that's okay. You can still drop by. But if you're also a graduating senior who signed up for a stole, make sure you come by and pick up your stole. But if you can't come, there's also other days to pick up your stole. And hopefully we have it by then. Right, Sydney?
Yes.
I think you can start, Sydney.
Okay. So for this meeting, we're just gonna go over what we did this whole year. So just a quick recap of everything. We try to hold meetings twice a week for the most part. We did two competitions per semester with like a mini half one in the fall semester. We participated in six national level competitions. We had our one tech symposium event, our three community service events, and then a bunch of club collaborations that we didn't do last year, which was exciting. And then a lot of interesting socials as well.
This is a question.
Oh,
I didn't know this was informative, but yes. You'll see later. Someone asked if what's the point five, and you'll see later. All right, so I would say meeting attendance is pretty well. We're actually going up from last year's average. Last year's average for fall was like 36. Right now, we're averaging 43. And then last year's average was 23. Right now it's 26. It's kind of there has to be a name for it, like the spring storm. I don't know, but yeah, usually in the spring we have fewer people because some of them graduated and other stuff like that. But at least we're going up. That's one thing.
hmm. And we've reached over 330 students this year. So like 330 different people have been to at least one Swift meeting, which is pretty cool.
Wow,
It's like
amazing.
yes. I think there's only like 150 CIS majors, so
Oh, mm.
reference. This is all the schools that have participated in
Huh?
the events that we've held. Oh, is there a question?
No, no, nothing. Hanson keeps interrupting me.
These are all the schools that have participated. Um, are we recording?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Um, all the schools that have done a Swift thing this year. So you can see like we have a bunch of people from across the nation, which is pretty cool. And this one school in India that found us through our YouTube.
I think there was like another guy who was like from Indonesia who found us on YouTube as well. But okay,
Yeah.
Clemens has something to say. Yeah, I know this is yeah. We forgot about Florida. But
Oh,
there's,
we
there's
did.
sorry,
It's
sorry.
almost like they provided three teams to the last competition.
You want to comment? All right, so also another highlight during the summer was our amazing Joshua. He graduated already, but he was our director of marketing for the fall and summer. And through the through hashtags, he was able to get us 2,000 views on both bootcamp videos. So that was pretty exciting. I think that shot our subscribers by like 100 within a week. So yeah, zero revenue, zero revenue. I wish, but yeah, whoever's the next, keep in mind, whoever's the next marketing, big shoes to fill, and use your hashtags. But then you can see later on it kind of dropped off. It's okay. It's okay. We have we can improve.
This is our first meeting and workshop. Just a reminder of where we started. It's kind of crazy how many people came to our first meeting. Fun fact, it wasn't supposed to happen because we didn't have the room officially booked, but we still made it work. Yeah, and I'm glad to see the people who stuck through us till the end. We also had our first surprise social right after. Supposed to be at the game room, but we got locked out. But I think we made do. It's fun.
Yeah, so that meeting, that whole week, I think other clubs were having issues
Hmm.
getting rooms, but we found a way, and I cannot say what we did, but we found a way. Yeah. And also sorry for that first workshop. It was kind of sluggish for me, but we improve, we improve. And then our workshop schedule for the fall, also the spring. Yeah, spring is next up. But we covered, no, for the fall, we were looking at more introduction based, kind of prepare you for NCAE and Cyberforce tryouts. So we did introduction to Linux, Windows networking, and CTF. That was like the first September. Yeah, most of September. And then going into October, it was more of hacking. So hacking Linux, hacking Active Directory from the one and only Raymond, our president. Oh, but yeah, after that, it was just some cloud and Docker, and then yeah, and that fall was more kind of surface level, or we try to keep it more surface level, but we try our best. And then spring was more kind of more free, I would say. Um, we started off with preparing everyone for purple versus purple or PvP, and we did red team operations, C2s, and then later on we had our Swinterns present something for their projects. So Molly did cryptography, and then Rebecca did something on SQL injections. Then later on, we got you prepared for RVB. Then after that, it was just kind of a free for all. I did my Ansible stuff, but we also did the PC building stuff. That was pretty fun, whoever went there. Definitely be on the lookout for another one in the future, maybe. But yeah.
So yeah, this is where the point 0.5 competitions came in because we also had Scare, which wasn't like an official thing. We kind of had it for a workshop. But it was still like a little competition we did. But yeah, so fall semester, we started off with sand first to get you guys like the whole goal of our competitions throughout the year was that each one was supposed to build off of the next one. So it doesn't feel like you're running at like 100 for all four competitions, like supposed to like ramp up. So that's why we started off with search and deploy your sand, and this one was really just focusing on like your troubleshooting skills, how to stand up different services, basic like Windows, Linux defense stuff. So it was no red team, just finding vulns, setting up services, stuff like that. That one we had 110 people do. It's kind of crazy. And then in October we did scare. And I think only like 10 or so people actually participated. But if you remember, it was like an environment of like five or so different machines. And you just try to hack into it and Privesk different ways to get root. So that was that. And then we had RBB as our last competition in the fall, RBB 2. This one was fun. I don't remember much of this one, but I think we had, do you remember?
Kinda. Not really. It's kind of blurry.
Yeah,
RVB2.
it was.
I don't know, maybe the sleep is catching up to us.
I completely forgot like we even did this, but and then spring semester, we had two crazy competitions. We had PvP or purple versus purple, which is like a new concept. Our first time doing it. The idea was like everyone has their own network, or like every team has their own network, and you're trying to hack into other people's networks while also defending your own. So yeah, crazy infrastructure setup for that one, but very proud of our directors of comps who were able to pull it off. Thank you, Dylan and Clemens and everyone else who helped. That was fun. And then there's a story behind that one, but we'll get into it later. Bill can go off about that. And then RVB, our second one, just happened last month with Isaka. It's kind of cool. Got to collaborate with them. Um, Mainly the goal of that was just to like bring the eyes of RVB to more people, like a different audience than the ones we normally reach. So we had 72 people do that in total. So yeah, super fun.
Right, we also did some other events that weren't hosted by Swift. I think Sydney and Natalie went to the Girl Scouts of Orange County, and they made they made sixth graders try to do SQL injections and or not injections, but SQL commands, and it was kind of interesting for them.
Bro, it
They
was so bad because like
Bruh.
we didn't, I forgot, but like kids don't really know how to type
Oh,
or like until they're like in third grade or something. So we had a lot of like 6-year-olds that were like,
oh, 6 years.
yeah.
Yeah, so maybe next time do something simpler.
Mm, mm.
Mm. And then Walnut had a STEM fair for women. So we did a CTF, a OSINT CTF, and cryptography CTF. I think Molly made the cryptography CTF. I wasn't there, but I think it went pretty well, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Molly for making so many CTOs for us.
And then we had CSAF, or Security Awareness Fair, and that was also where we brought out the AI chatbot. That one was more, I think, more successful than the other time we brought out the chatbot. We had like high school freshmen actually making SQL queries and actually getting to the end of the quote unquote CTF. So that was pretty cool to see. Yeah. And also we posted our first reel from our wonderful Josh. I think has like almost 2K views there. So yeah, again, big shoes to fill for whoever for the next marketing person. But I think she's here. But yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, we did collab with a lot more clubs this year than we did last year, which is really exciting because, we get to see what the other tech clubs are doing on campus, and help out with their events. So we did a couple socials with them. So like we have Pumpkin Patch, the Squid Games, the Holiday Social. But then Bill and Raymond and a couple other you guys also helped out with Frag Fest both semesters. Just like setting up their networking, right? Getting them good. for their games. And then we also had Bronco Hacks, which happened like last week or 2 weeks ago. So it's cool seeing people participate in that. And then we just did our PC building workshop last Friday. If the video is playing clearly, that's like all the dust that Clemens got out of Vinny's computer case. I can like feel it coming through the screen. Yeah.
Very sorry. Uh, yeah, so we were also had other moments. Actually, I'm gonna start. Yeah, I'm gonna start from the left. So, thank you, Alex. He's right here for helping us hold down the fort at a club fair. I think Sydney pulled him in, a real trooper. Thank you, Alex. And then 2 weeks ago, Clements, Sydney, and I, and then alongside with Taylor and two of the RBB competitors, went to the ISACA Spring Conference and did a wonderful panel talk. We had a lot of people attend the panel and really gave them a good insight on what we do as a club, but also what RBB has to offer for those in the industry. So that was pretty cool. Went to get food after, but yeah. And then um, what was that picture? Oh, this one down here was after the RBB practice or RBB workshop. We had some of we had some of the people in the workshop get sushi, and then I don't know. I guess they were really hungry, so they ordered like a whole boat full of sushi. It was probably cost a lot, but then speaking of spending a lot of money, we also spent a lot of money on boba for this one time. I forgot the workshop, but we decided, you know, pizza is getting boring. Chicken fingers are too expensive. Let's just get boba, and we ended up spending $100 on boba, but I'll say it was pretty worth it. And then Tech Symposium, we still had a lot of people come by for Tech Symposium and had a lot of talks. And then we had CBARN, so that's the College of Business award recognition night, and we ended up winning the Platinum Merit Award, which is the top, I guess like the top or like the top business club. I don't know, but, but yeah, we won. I haven't felt that feeling in a while, but yeah. Then below that, we had this weird social that I don't know. If you look at the pictures, it's like some weird carrots, but yeah.
Oh, we also had a lot of fun with our competition teams this year. So first off with Cyberforce, it's really cool. It's always fun when we get to send a team to compete somewhere like off campus. So yeah, I think our Cyberforce team had a lot of fun with that. And then we had an NCAE recently also go to Florida. So congrats on everyone on our NCAE team who made it to globals. We placed eighth globally, which is not bad. It's very, very nice. Um, and then we also had our CPTC globals kind of over the winter break. So thanks for everyone on the teams and your hard work. And our CPTC team did place first in the Western Regional as well. So yeah, good job, guys.
Yippee.
Maybe.
Oh, good. Okay. Let me move you real quick. All right. So, I guess there's like another special moment, part two, but this one's more extreme. Um, there's several times or this year has been really, really interesting. Um, so first one was Frag Fest in the fall. We stayed I think we stayed there for like almost like 12 hours. Yeah, so we got there at like 1 p.m. and then I think we left campus around 12 a.m. Um, yeah, so that's what what this ball right here, yeah, that's what 12 hours of work does to you. That should, did I say what the ball is? I'm not gonna say the name. Or you could read it, but actually never mind. I'm not. I don't think you want to know. It's just a ball of tape from somewhere. And then SDC meltdown. That was really fun. I wasn't there for too long, but we stayed there until like 1 in the morning. Who knew that one lightning could like shut down the whole school for 5 seconds and then ruin your career in aspirations and I don't know. But yeah, that was interesting. Dylan, Rachel, Marshall, and I were there until 1 a.m. trying to get the SDC back up. And then once we got it back up, we realized the PvP environment was also gone. And then it was like 3 days? No, 2 days. 2 days before the competition. Yeah, 2 days. So yeah, that was fun. Um, how to remake everything. Um, we're still remaking the SDC, but getting there. And then another Frag Fest. I don't think it's there. Yeah, I forgot to put in the other Frag Fest picture. It was just Elias taking a nice picture with some stuff, some stuff. But yeah, we stayed there until 1 a.m. because some fighting game wanted to hold a tournament, and then it lasted until like 12:30. But that's okay. And finally, what's Swift without some procrastination? And it was this presentation. We were up until like 12:30 making this presentation, but that's okay. We had fun. We had fun. Do you have anything to add, Sydney?
Um, what's a year with Swift if not something breaking down? So unfortunately it was PvP this year, but I'm proud of everyone who was able to turn it around. Yeah, with that being said, thank you to like all of our members who participated in all of our events, but also all of our e-board. You can see a lot of us are leaving, a lot of us have already left, like me, but I'm still here, kind of.
Sorry.
Yeah, thanks for all of your guys' hard work this year. The events we did would not have been possible without all of your help. We certainly like bit off a huge chunk that I don't know if we fully chewed, but it was great.
Yeah, I would say
Mhm.
I want to thank everyone on this this year's e-board. I think a lot of us were pretty new to this whole thing, and I would say we did a pretty good job for those who were new and incoming. Um, yeah, I think could have done. Yeah. All right, Raymond.
Thank you, Bill. Um, hi. Hi everyone. My name is Raymond. Um, what up? Um, I'll be next year's Swift president. Not gonna lie, I didn't know I was gonna talk today, but pretty excited to what's I'm looking forward to next year and feel like we have a pretty good e-board next year. Um, first we have Yuri. I don't think they're here, but they're gonna be our treasurer for next year. Um, we have Molly, our next winter in lead. Yeah, and Maida, she's gonna be our alumni relations coordinator. Jessica, who's not here today, but she's gonna be our director of marketing. And here we got Ryan. He's gonna make comps, director of comps, competitions. So expect some fun competitions next year. And we got Natalie, our vice president. Last but not least, we have Anson, our director of marketing. Yeah, and yeah, I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to working with you guys and hopefully make Swift fun next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Raymond. Oh, there's another question. Yes, Zen. You have a question?
Soon TM. Soon TM.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, surprise blurb.
All right, I am the next Swintern lead, so I'm here to say apply for Swintern program. It's super fun. Highly recommend. So as a Swintern, you would make one presentation and one workshop on any topic you want. So that can be like the ones listed here, or just anything at all. It doesn't really matter. We need people to help us out. And so other things you might do are help with the board. So we have like tabling, we have competitions, and we have organizing socials. And so if you're interested, definitely apply. We have had a few interviews, but we're still looking for people to join the team. And yeah, scan the QR code.
Oh, can I say? Maybe some of you have noticed that like our e-board list from this year versus like our current year or next year versus our current year, it's like it looks kind of different because we are planning on kind of like restructuring how eBoard is set up next year. We do want there to be like more of a focus on what the Swinterns do and what everyone on board does also. So like even if let's say Jessica does like all of our graphic design stuff, we still want her to be like really involved in helping out with workshops or making competitions. So that's what we also want our Swinterns to do also. So being a Swintern is basically just being like another e-board member, except you don't have like a tie to one specific role. You just like take on whatever you want to help out with, um, and and learn from there.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want, and no one will question you. Wait, no,
Okay, no.
pause. But I'll say if you're interested in just either helping out or just doing anything with cyber IT or just technology, I would say this is a great opportunity for you to kind of show what you want to do. Um, yeah, requirements are up to Molly and Raymond, but if you don't have a project, that's okay. You could also help out with other stuff around Swift. But yeah, all right. Before end the meeting, does any of the graduating seniors have any words to say? Any words, any final words, any tips, advice for the underclassmen? I think we only have a few graduating seniors. Oh, Elias. Yay.
All right. So my tip, if you are not graduating and you are still in Swift, definitely become a Swintern. Join the board, do everything, and learn so much. And do the workshops too. That help dev for competitions. Do it all. That's my advice.
My advice to anyone who isn't graduating, As much technical stuff as we do here, and it is a lot of technical stuff, make sure that you're leveraging that in other areas of your life. Like, don't just do Swift, also try and go for internships. They really help out a lot. And don't neglect your professional development skills either. Technical skills are so much of what we do, but you have to have professional development skills too. Yeah. Also, good luck.
All right. My name is Joseph. I'm a graduating senior. Although I haven't been able to be a part of all the the Swift workshops and meetings, I feel like if you're still able to come just maybe a few times a semester, it's a very valuable experience just to come to any of the meetings, whether it be the workshop or the Tuesday meetings. Coming to these meetings will give you an edge over other classmates and it'll make you that much more competitive. It also helps you with your professional development. So I think Swift is very valuable. I would say get involved as much as possible. I personally didn't have the time to get involved as much as possible, but if you do have the time, please get involved. It really helps you out with your career. And I think everyone else can speak for that. Everyone else who's graduating.
Hi, I'm Kenneth. I'm graduating. Hi, hi, hi. Yeah, I mean, everyone's said what they need to say, get your technical skills in, get your experience in. And I want to focus on something a little different, all throughout college, I basically worked since freshman year, as much free time as I had, basically went to work, and that kind of burned me out a little bit by like junior year. So I'd say definitely to find balance in life. This year I took advantage of the 3-day pass for Disney because I'm a college student. I don't have class on Wednesdays, and so it was really a phenomenal experience. And yeah, by the end, I learned how to balance work and life. So yeah, don't forget to have fun. That's what I gotta say.
Wait, you gonna use the mic?
Oh, that was good. So yeah, I'm Matthew, as Zen over there pointed pointed out. That's funny. I didn't know that he saw me. But anyways, mine is a little different than all of these people saying about technical skills. It's more about professional networking. So I've gotten a couple opportunities at job interviews from having a sort of small but yet still pretty big professional network on LinkedIn. So people in my community know me and know what I do and are even or even read my blog or watch my YouTube channel. So yeah, I'd suggest you find a way to get yourself out there more so that you can get big ticket professionals and have them see you and possibly get an interview with one of their companies. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, hello. This is why we're putting them.
Um, for those of you who don't know, I'm Allie. I would say also nurture your friendships. One of the things that I think we can sometimes forget when we work together in this kind of space, especially when we rely on each other for so many of the projects, is that we're friends first. I've had the privilege of meeting some of my closest friends through the Swift community. I met my partner through the Swift community. Make sure that you nurture your friendships. Make sure that you guys spend time with each other a little bit outside of Swift, outside of the rush of like grinding out for different projects, because sometimes that gets a little frustrating. And you make really good connections here. And if you keep them up, they'll last you for hopefully your whole life. So yeah, nurture your friendships.
Yes, the power of friendship. Sydney, do you have anything to say before?
Um, yeah. My advice for people aren't graduating yet, say just remember that like the effort that you put in is really what you're gonna get out of it. I had a professor tell me that like you should be doing maybe 50% schoolwork and 50% like your own personal like projects or clubs or competition work. Which is I think like pretty true. You can't just show up to our CIS classes um and think you'll be good to go. So yeah, just like show up and stay curious and put in the work. It's just a great way to get started, especially if you're feeling lost in what you want to do. And of course, it's like not always going to be easy. Um, I like I was looking back on it and I realized I spent like a lot of just like actually sleepless nights, just like struggling through learning different things. So yeah, just be comfortable and like what you don't know, because that's really where you're gonna learn the most. But then just remember you're also not alone. Like just kind of what Ali said, just talk to other people, whether they're like part of Swift, part of other clubs in your classes. Just know you're not alone, and some of the best like learning really happens when you can learn through other people as well. And then also make sure like you take really good notes on stuff because I don't remember like the amount of times I've had to look back and remember on how I had to do something just because I didn't take good enough notes. So yeah, taking great notes is a good way to document what you've learned so you can keep progressing. And then lastly, if you ever want to like get more involved, just reach out to anyone on the new e-board. They're always gonna take anyone who's willing to learn. And like the next year of Swift is really what you guys will all make of it. We do have all of these like programs and events and competitions that we hold, but ultimately it's going to be up to you guys to decide like where you want to take it and what you want to accomplish. So good luck to everyone not graduating and good luck to everyone who is graduating.
All right, I guess it's up to me to close it off. I guess my last advice, I forgot who said it, but it was Joseph. Yeah, definitely, I would say come to the meetings and or just be involved in anything. It doesn't have to be, e- even if like cybersecurity is not your thing, or if you have a passion for something else, just get involved in the school. Um, you don't have to be like super involved, just observe, find people who have the same interests as you. Um, I think a lot of students in the school kind of miss. We're kind of in this like commuter mindset of like I go to class and then I go home. That was me during the first 2 years. I was just work, class, and then go home. Um, I think it's really beneficial if you just try out one club, try out a different, or be in both. It doesn't matter who, but definitely get involved, talk to people. But it's also on the clubs to, bring those people together. So it's just like a two-way tango. But yeah, I think hopefully you'll come back in the fall for Raymond and his e-board. I hope they have a lot of stuff cooking up. Oh my God, it's Caitlin. But yeah, they have a lot of stuff cooking up. It will be maybe the same Swift or a different Swift from what we have this year. But I hope that the new upcoming e-board makes sure that, members are members and general members are general, or e-board members are also members. So everyone should be treated the same. So yeah, that's my last words. I hope everyone enjoyed this recap. Hope it brought some good memories for some of you and good memories from here on out. But yeah, I hope everyone has a good summer, a good finals. Good luck on finals, and congratulate everyone graduating this spring. All right. And then we do have one question that says, is there another summer boot camp this year? More information will come out during May or June. But yeah, just be on the lookout for any announcements. It might change. It's up to the upcoming captains, but yeah, just stay on Discord. All right, we're just gonna take our picture now, but if you're on Zoom, you're free to leave.